Hi guys, welcome along to the BBQ Talk Show. My name's Matt, and this over here is my esteemed colleague Ryan. Ryan, say hello to the people.
Hello. Always good to be back. Looking forward for a good chat. So,
absolutely. Coming up on tonight's show, we have Clem here to talk all about the wonderful products of Globaltic, their charcoal, their briquettes, the social media, and all the other good stuff that they run around doing. First, we will do a foreword from our show supporters. The Rusty Barbecue Company gives us a 10% discount code on all of their products. Meta provide 15% worldwide discount on all of their products. Globaltic provide 10% discount on all of their products. So yeah, head over to the website, check them out, and yeah, grab yourself a discount. Also, if you can rate and review the podcast on any platforms that you use, that helps us grow. And if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, if you like and give us a little thumbs up, that helps too. Right, so should we jump straight into it? This is this week we've got Clem. He's here ready to talk all about the product from Globaltic. Let's call him up and say hello. Hi, Claire. How you doing, mate?
Hey, Clem. How you doing, buddy? Welcome along. Can you hear us? Ooh. Maybe try and disconnect and jump back in. It looks like your internet's frozen, dude.
It's very possible.
Hi, Matt.
Nope. Can you hear us?
Yeah, everybody, can you hear me well?
You keep breaking up a little bit. Your video stopped, but I think you might be coming through again now. Let's have a look. Nope, obviously not. Try again. Hopefully it'll come back in, and we can sort of talk about all the good things that Globaltic can provide you guys. So you've been out to much this week, Ryan?
Yeah, I've had a fabulous week of cooking. I've done some really nice pork chops with some Uncle Steve's shake. I used the spicy R on them. They come out absolutely brilliant.
Nice.
Super nice, really juicy as well. I sort of cooked them indirect for a long time and then just flashed them over and seared them off. Oh, so nice. It was really good. Also, it's obviously because the weather's been so good, it's just been barbecue a go-go, isn't it, really? You know what I mean? If you can't cook now in this weather, you're not going to be cooking at all. So.
No, exactly. Right, Clem's just come back into the green room. Let's try and bring him back in again. Hi, mate. How you doing? Can you hear us this time? Hello?
Hi, guys. Can you see and hear me now?
I can hear you and see you. Can you hear us and see us?
Finally.
Excellent. How are you?
Yeah, all good. Busy week.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. It's nice to finally put a face to the name. You know, we've talked
too ugly
so many times. No, it's fine. So I've been busy this week then, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's high season for us, and
absolutely,
we're just moving our charcoal everywhere now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see that.
Brand, mate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good to see more and more people using your products and switching over to your stuff. I mean, I'm an advocate. I've been using it for since we started up with you guys. So yeah, I mean, I haven't found anything that comes close to it in terms of sort of its size and its heat production. So good stuff. It's really good stuff.
Thank you. That's what it's meant to be.
Good. Excellent. So, Ryan, you got a couple of questions that you wanted to fire off, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I've got a well, you know me, I'm full of questions and
Hey,
hopefully some fantastic answers. So what we're going to do, first up, we're going to break you in gently to one of the standard questions. So let's get this out of the way and get a little bit of a patter going for the interview and stuff like that. Try and put yourself at ease a little bit. So the first thing I want to know is, where are you from and how long have you been cooking over flames and wood and smoke and stuff? What started you on your sort of barbecue journey, really?
Well, I've been cooking on a barbecue probably for the last 10 or 12 years, like since I was back at school, really.
Mm-hmm.
It all started with just you were not allowed to go on a school lawn, and we just decided to barbecue there, and that's actually how I started barbecuing first time.
nice.
Oh wow! At school on the lawn, that's pretty that's really cool. I would have been
I,
kicked out of school straight away, I think.
I was going to say, I reckon there's a
Yeah,
little bit of a rebellious streak within you.
that's why we made Globaltic.
Is that right? Nice. Absolutely. I guess that sort of leads us into the background of Globaltic. How did it come about, and sort of give us a little bit of information.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a family business, and our family has always been steakhouse owners for several generations. And the biggest problem for us at some point became lack of good charcoal. So whatever brand we would find, it would either be just bad in general, or it would be unstable. So we get one type which would work amazingly for us, and then the next one would just be shrapnel and smell and smoke, everything we don't want. So back in 2015, we've just decided to try and make it ourselves. So we've installed the first kiln in Estonia, which is our home country, and the rest is history.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So how many kilns have you got going now then?
We have around 25 in different sites.
Bloody hell. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, it's
So
not too much.
No? Where are they? Are they all sort of in the same location, or are they sort of all over the place?
No, so what we did is started in Estonia 2015, but moved to Russia in 2017, just because raw materials are a lot better there and easier to find. So pretty much 85% of our production are in Russia at the moment, and we have 15% in Estonia.
Oh,
so
wow.
that side is just the good old home where you come back with a nostalgic feeling.
Of course. I suppose it must be a blast going over there as well, go checking out all of your stuff, a jaunt out to Russia. Good God, you must be banging the old vodka back left, right, and centre, and it not wanting to be too stereotypical, but I know that's what I'll be doing. I'll be bang on it.
You can have fun
Yeah,
with that
great.
for a couple of years.
No, for sure, I reckon.
Absolutely.
So as you said, you got all of the raw materials out in Russia and all of that sort of stuff with your kilns. Why birch? Why birchwood for your charcoal? What made you choose that?
So we made our research when thinking about making our own charcoal, and tried pretty much everything we could find back in 2015. So it was South America, Indonesia, Vietnam, Europe, Africa. Just tried actually maybe 20 different types of trees and different companies. But we just found out the birch gave you the best balance of heat, burning time, and stability. Because with charcoal, you don't want it to be, you don't want to be like this curve. You actually want it to go quite smoothly, just so that you can control it. Well, at least for us in the steakhouses. So we found out that the birch trees gave us this stability, and they gave amazing heat as well as burning time. Another big thing is the birch charcoal that doesn't give any unwanted smells or flavors to the food. So what we found out is South American trees mainly, they will give a slightly bitter and smoky flavor, while birch keeps it more neutral and instead of making itself known, it actually gives you the best flavor of your food you're cooking.
Oh, right. That's really interesting.
Quite a balanced flavor. Yeah, you don't really get a huge amount of flavor from it. It's just the heat, and it's sort of its burn times are impressive. It really is. I mean, I know there's plenty of guys that I speak to on Instagram and things like that we all use the same stuff, and I know we've all done little experiments to see, you know, whose runs longest, and every time yours is won hands down, regardless of what you're testing it against.
That's what we love to hear.
Pretty bloody incredible stuff. That's good stuff.
That's good testament indeed, really, isn't it? You can't really argue with that. It's fantastic. So, as we're talking about charcoal, could you run us through the process of how you actually make it? Because I'll be totally honest, I've got a rough idea, but I'm really curious. I want to know. I'm sure everybody listening wants to know as well, because it's a fascinating process, I should imagine.
It's dirty, but it is an interesting process.
It's dirty. Yeah.
To quote from a film, the best things in life are dirty. And if anyone knows in the chat where that's from, I'll send you some rub. All right. You can name it. I'll tell you. I'll send it. Just put it in the chat. I'll send you some rub.
But yeah, because of the process, well, simply speaking, it's taking wood, putting it in a kiln, burning it for some time, and then taking the charcoal out. We all know that. But the fascinating thing about this process is that you have to be very careful with your temperatures, and there's a lot of stuff which influences it. So you can have different type of kilns, different airflow, as well as different source of heat like electricity or firewood or gas. And all of that actually gives you huge influence on the end product you're getting. So we used to have gas, but then we realized that it actually left a bit of an unwanted smell to the charcoal. Wow. It's not very noticeable, but we have a perfectionist in our team, and that really helps. And he notices that sort of stuff. So
it's
now
we're having a perfectionist in the team.
Yeah. So now we only use birch firewood. So we'll use birch firewood to make birch charcoal.
Okay.
Nice. It's like a nice circle now then. using your charcoal to make more charcoal.
There we go. You're a winner. I'll send you a rub, Quinn. So
I haven't seen that film.
Oh, it's funny. It's a 70s.
Straight over the top of my head.
It's a 70s sort of musical thing. I remember watching it as a kid. It's worth a watch. It's called Paint Your Wagon. It's got Lee Marvin in it and a few other good people. It's quite funny. It's all about a mining town. They basically, I won't spoil the plot, but it's a comedy musical. I'll send you that. Message me and I'll send you some rub. All right. Make a note of that, Matt. Otherwise, I will forget. So if you can just jot that down.
No problem.
Jot that down. But I promise I'll send it up. Yeah. So as I was saying, back into the charcoal. So you can actually notice the difference between the gas and like the birchwood fired. So what you take it up to a certain temperature, and it. My basic grasp is it's almost like smoking wood, isn't it? Like if you're gonna you smoke a brisket, you just chuck it in a side oven and then you cook. You're almost cooking it, aren't you? Dehydrating it so it smolders away. Is that the layman's guide to processing the wood? Uncle Steve in the house. How are you doing, Uncle Steve? I've got some product coming from Heathrow, so that'd be cool. Yeah, it's on its way. It's on its way. It's been a month, but it's coming. The charcoal process is absolutely phenomenal. I find it totally fascinating. So you also make a briquette, don't you?
Yeah,
again, the
absolutely.
process for that. How do you go about making a briquette? I've got no idea.
So the thing about charcoal, as I said, it's dirty, so you get a lot of dust remaining, and it would be a good idea to use it somehow. So that's why we make briquettes. So what we do, we collect that dust, and once we have enough for a batch, which is usually around 1 ton, we mix it with organic starch, and we have 3% of starch for every ton of dust. So we just mix it like the starch we use. It just acts as a binder, and then we have special forms to where the substance we have mixed is poured in, and all of it just goes into a kiln again, just to be solidified.
Right. So it sort of does it.
So briquettes are a lot
sort of
easier.
Are they really? I would have thought they would have been more difficult. Again, I don't know. I find it like I've cooked with the stuff for ages, but to actually be able to talk to somebody who makes the stuff, who helps me make the stuff I make, is sort of like, it's really cool, you know.
Yeah.
So I would have thought the briquettes would have been easier, because obviously you're just making a shape and then it's sort of evaporating, for want of a better word. I don't know sort of the technical, as I said, the technical term, but yeah.
Thankfully, I'm not the tech guy, so I know how it's made, but thank God I don't have to make it myself.
Yeah, that's for sure. So you got a lot of you got a vast range of charcoals, haven't you, within your line, and charcoals and briquettes, in fact. Obviously they all sort of gauge in different sizes and qualities and stuff like that. How do you go about grading them?
So we have automatic sorting at our production side. This allows us to get the biggest and the best lumps out. We also test every batch before it actually gets packed. So
that's cool.
Yeah, we want to make sure we have the best product leaving our side. But the main thing about our range is that we are trying to bring something unique to the market instead of using the same stuff everybody has. So that's why we have birch charcoal. That's why we have Binchetan and Binchetan briquettes, and as well as our logs, like the barkless birch logs we have, or the grapewood. It's just trying to do something unique for the barbecue community and barbecue market.
Grapewood I've always found fascinating. I know people have used it. I've never personally used it, but again, it's always, Grapewood has always been a premium sort of product. So I suppose that kind of follows along with your branding and all of that sort of stuff. Obviously, birchwood's a premium charcoal, so it sort of fits well with everything you're doing. I was going to try and pronounce it then. Go on, Matt. You try. What's it called?
Which one? Birchtan.
That's it. I nearly said it, and it's like, put the tea back in.
I should start collecting the typos we have in our emails when people are ordering some Binchetan, or when I was speaking to them on WhatsApp. Like, it's been called so many different.
I bet there's so many different things it's come up with. Binchetan.
What made you come up with the idea of using that? It's because it looks fantastic on your website. It looks absolutely huge, really big chunks.
Yeah, it's incredible. It burns just without any smoke or any smell. It's the cleanest burning per product we can ever think of. There's nothing better than that. It's actually, so for normal charcoal, you would get up to 85% of pure carbon, but Binchetan is 97%. So it's very, very pure.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Again,
So
I actually haven't got around to trying this yet, but I've heard some incredible things about that.
All in due time.
Yeah. Absolutely. It'll be on the next order. Just don't tell the wife. You've spent how much on charcoal? Mm-hmm. But it'll be good.
No,
don't worry.
It's not us. It's not us. I haven't seen anything. He hasn't spent anything.
Yeah, nothing.
Just tell her to give me a call. I'll make sure.
I'll expect a phone call quickly then. So I'll have to invite my friends around again for another barbecue. They enjoyed it last time I used the briquettes. I used the lump. I didn't use the briquettes. Yeah.
Just gonna get a beer. It's really hot in here. It's like I'm rocking 25 in
beer.
Yeah.
No, I'm feeling like a whiskey after this, guys. It's been a long week and we all need a good drink.
Everyone needs to blow off a little bit of steam somehow, don't they? Sustainability of the wood and the sort of the environmental impacts that you guys. I sound like a right hippie asking this, but how do you guys go about? Do you replant again after you take down, or how do you know how what you do? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a vital question. When you're doing something with wood, you have to be sustainable. Otherwise, you're just not going to survive. So what we do, we have an agreement with the biggest plywood producer in Russia, and for them, they get whole birch trees, and they just take outer layers bed by bed, but the core parts are too dense for them to use in their production, and so for them it's just a byproduct. But for us, it's pure gold, because the denser it is, the longer burning charcoal we will get. So we buy it from them, and what they have a system of several different fields. So we only use 2 to 3 year old young birch trees. So they have several fields where they keep growing and replanting every year. So it's totally 100% sustainable.
Completely sustainable then, yeah. Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And we even use the dust, so no waste policy.
Mm-hmm. Zero waste. That's the best way to be. It's good policy. Good environmental policy as well. If you're getting a byproduct and you're turning it into something, a premium product that obviously is desirable to a lot of people, it's a win-win for everybody, isn't it? Really, you're helping out your supplier by getting rid of their byproduct, and you're turning that into, again, you could almost call it black gold, couldn't you? Not necessarily oil, but good God, the quality of the product you're producing and shipping out.
It's now charcoal.
It's all about the charcoal. Good man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sort of Russia's black gold. Then the charcoal revolution is coming now. That one. Put that on your bag.
Time to build a Tesla run on charcoal.
Well, everything's carbon based. You're just taking out the middle bit, I suppose. So, the briquettes, right? So, how you've been making? You've done that bit. Tell us all. Sorry, your charcoal range. Yeah. So,
done that one.
You've done that one. So was I not concentrating? Go on, Matt. You keep on going. I'll
been asleep. Burnt Chef project. Project. Burnt Out Chef project. There you go. Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up. That's where we are.
Yeah, Burnt Out Chef project. I've seen a little bit about this online. There's a big stir about it on Instagram, isn't there? And I think it's a really lovely idea. So, what made you feel sort of want to jump on into that particular cause? How did you get involved with that?
Well, we're really proud that we started working with Burnt Chef. And the thing is, we're deeply connected with hospitality, firstly because of our own past, And secondly, because we work with hospitality a lot, and we have plenty of incredible people, chefs in restaurants in the UK. So this is an industry which is very close to us. And we've all been there. We've all had some sort of mental problems, some bigger, some smaller, but we've all seen people with them as well. So we felt like that was a very good cause to join and to support the industry, just because we're so deeply connected to it that it felt like when we saw the Don Chef project first time, we were just like, yeah, we must do it. So, and this is just the beginning. So we made the custom bag, but we're planning to expand our partnership into something bigger.
Very worthy as well. I back all mental health charities if I can, and where we can, we always plug them. We've had a few over the show. We've had the Tough Like Jack one wasn't necessarily mental health, but equally you could say arguably it's linked to that sort of thing. Poorly children, and that's a knock-on effect. And also the Q Together campaign from the Rusty Barbecue company, and also like the Burnt Out Chef, I think is very admirable as well. So if we can help in any way, we more than happy to help. The door's wide open. Just if you need anything plugged or
absolutely
want anyone to come on and say something, just hit us up. Here to help.
We've got to help each other. We just can't be by ourselves.
Nope, 100%. I mean, if anything, the past 2 years has shown everybody that you've got to stick together in any kind of toughness. And I mean, we've done a sort of, this is a shameless plug, we've done a mental health episode, and the response we had for that was absolutely phenomenal. We've helped out with Russ from the Rusty Barbecue with his Q Together campaign, which is still running. And like Ryan's just said,
well.
Like Ryan's just said, he's if anything, if we can do anything to help, then let us know.
Well, thank you guys. It's a great cause as well.
Yeah, it is. I totally agree.
100%.
Yeah. So let's have a look a bit at your wonderful website. Do you think you'll be able to pull that out for us, Matt? Do you think you'll be able to give us a bit of a talk through? Talk about your marvelous.
It's a terrible website because we're making a new one now. So I think this one is actually not so good anymore.
I wouldn't say it's terrible. I mean, I've seen worse. It works lovely. It does what it needs to do. There you go.
It does, yeah. But we're launching a new one on the 1st of August, so not too long to wait.
Ooh. We have to keep a lookout on that. I want to know who came up with this, the chopping board. That is like it's just epic. It's huge.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's 17.5 kilos.
That must cost a fortune to ship to people.
Yeah, but people love it. So the idea actually came from one of our chefs. From one of the chefs we work with in the UK. Ashley Bagshow, Silversmith's restaurant in Sheffield. Actually, I've been there for lunch, and he just makes some masterpieces with food. I didn't know you could make it that good with some simple ingredients as well. Just a hidden ad. But one day Ashley just messaged me, "Do you do this type of boards?" And we didn't, but we just looked into it, found out that we could indeed make them, and we could make them from birch as well, which is our main tree. So we decided, why not? It's not only a good piece of merchandise for us, but it's actually a very useful tool for anyone, for a butcher, for a chef, or just for a home cook. So we made several. We actually brought 20 to the UK for the first batch, and they're all sold out now. We only have one left.
Doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, let's be honest. If someone's trying to burgle your barbecue shack, you could always swing at them.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think they're a gorgeous looking board. Like
Yeah.
that was one of the jump out items for me when I was looking through the website. I was like, wow, it's so good.
I tell you, the
really
things that have jumped out the most to me are the asados, the or the glosados that you're making. I love the fact that you guys have sort of branched into this. They look awesome, and it brings like another element to the UK, at least for the UK market. The asado isn't really well known or very well used within the UK, and getting people using stuff like this, just incredible stuff. I was this close to buying one, and then I got my Traeger and decided against it. Very close.
Well, one day.
But with my track record, I probably either would burn my shack down or burn myself alive with it, because fire needs to be encapsulated for me.
I think your wife wouldn't appreciate it.
Oh, she's used to having to treat the burns now. As long as the food tastes good, she's not bothered about all the scars that I have of burning myself.
Unbelievable. And also you got like a snazzy apron there as well. That looks pretty cool. And what else we got?
Storage, back to chopping board.
Yeah, the barrel is incredible as well.
Who came up with that idea then? Was that someone in the family that said, "Do you know what, we need somewhere to store it," or how did that come about?
It was actually our operations director, Alex, and most of the incredible stuff you see on our website is either sourced or made by him. So the barrel, as well as the boards or the logs, these were all his incredible ideas. So for the logs, for example, he decided, let's just hand polish them, just so that they look nice.
Nice. They do though, don't they? I mean, when they rock up like that, and you're just like,
yeah,
they do.
You want to give a good feeling. It's not just about burning it, but it should also look good in your house, or even in your grill when you start to burn them. It's a whole aesthetic pleasure as well.
I mean, even if you don't want to burn them, it's a cheap way of making table legs.
Yeah, true.
Just screw them in, job done. The one thing that stands out is the cat litter. Where did that come from?
Yeah. What? How and why? What's the story with that?
To be honest with you, I've never had a cat in my life, but Alex had one, and he'd just be buying cat litter in bulk at some point, just thinking, well, just to make it cheaper for him. And he decided, well, let's just do it. Let's have some cat litter. We have a separate website for it, where it's actually more of a wholesale product for us. But we decided, we have Globaltic. Many people who are our customers definitely have cats, so let's just add it to the website in our branded bags, just because it's as good as any other. So just bring a bit, and we've put it on a good price as well, just because it's not our main product. It's just a nice little addition, and it gives us some loves as well, which is always a good thing. You don't expect some cat litter on a charcoal website.
No, I was totally surprised. I was like, what the fuck is that doing? It's like this cat litter. I said to Matt, they've got like cat litter on their website. What's all that about?
I reckon if you put that in your cart, I think it's like a secret surprise option, and you don't get cat litter, you get something else delivered. But it's
you actually get a whole truck of bench ton in your back garden.
Nice.
Like an Easter egg.
Yeah,
it's
the Globaltic Easter egg. Absolutely.
Have you thought about hitting up Neil Gorilla? He's got a grill cat, isn't he? Sort of like features that heavily on his Instagram and lives and stuff he does. His grill cat. I'm sure he'd love a bit of Globaltic cat litter.
I definitely need to talk to him about it now.
Yeah, talk to him. He'd be open. I'm sure he'd be open to it. He's a good guy. He's a really nice guy.
And he was a great participant in our competition back a couple of months ago.
Mm.
He certainly was. I missed out on that one. That was a good quality competition. That leads us nicely into sort of the question about the competitions.
Oh no,
how did that one come about? Yeah, you did. So it's your own fault. Who came up with it? How did it come about? And how did it come about?
Well, it was my idea from the beginning. I just wanted to make the biggest and the craziest competition in the barbecue community. So
nice.
The most stuff we see is just cooking standard dishes like steak or a burger battle or some brisket, but just wanted to think out of the box. So that's why we chose some crazy topics like video games or apocalypse or TV shows, just to spice things up a bit, get guys, get their creativity up and just have a bit of fun. The best result of this competition for me was not that we had two incredible members of the family, but actually was that so many people got to know each other and actually became friends after it. So it wasn't just a competition where you cook something, you don't really care and that's it. But there, the guys, they even had a group chat for the semis where they were giving advice to each other where to sauce something or how to light the charcoal better, that sort of stuff.
Nice.
That's just incredible. And it's Greg cooks Lowbro, Slim Rigs and Spice Punch. They even met up really quickly after that. Yeah, that actually was before the final as well. So I'm just glad we could make people, get to know each other better and expand the community.
Yeah, it's all about connections.
Yeah, exactly.
It's surprising how strong the community is, the barbecue community. It just, it never fails to surprise me. That I've run a burger competition, and the amount of people that got involved in that was incredible. Just people just like to. I think it is socialize, but with their food. It's a bit of a different way of doing things, but yeah, it's great. It's awesome to bring the community together by running competitions like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the community is growing a lot now. And that's incredible to see new faces and new great cooks and to see more people enjoying their barbecue.
Absolutely. It's certainly gaining traction. It was gaining traction at the beginning, 3-4 years ago, but COVID certainly helped. Everyone being sort of at home. You've got to take the positives out of it. You've got to take the positives from it, haven't you? It's certainly helped the community grow better in the barbecue. Or even bringing fresh faces to barbecue. It's just there's so many more people. Oh, obviously, yeah. Nobody wants that.
Yeah,
but
as you said, take the positives.
Yeah.
Strapline.
I know
you great for barbecue.
I know you guys were struggling at one stage with trying to get out charcoal quicker than you could get it in. I can remember messaging you, I don't know, right, maybe midway through the first lockdown, and you were like, "Yeah, I got about a 4-week backlog, waiting for a shipment of charcoal to come in."
Yeah,
madness. I think that was the same for everywhere, though, wasn't it? It was just so busy. Barbecues, you couldn't get them. You couldn't get hold of fuel. There was nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, good thing for us, we're a manufacturer, not an importer, so we are not dependent on anyone really.
exactly.
makes things a bit better for us, but still got a bit of backlog.
So do you guys still, this is going off on a tangent, do you guys still own steakhouses? Or have you
No,
completely just sort of jacked that in and gone into charcoal production now?
Yeah, we're just fully into charcoal now. The steakhouses have been sold to someone else. We still go there and we're still good friends, but decided it's time to move on. Just, instead of having several steakhouses, we could go to any steakhouse in the world, hopefully using the right charcoal.
Yep. Was there a clause in the sale saying that you had to use Globaltic charcoal in your steakhouses?
I can't tell that.
Nice, nice answer.
That's answered a lot of questions right there. So also, I saw on your website you're supplying Michelin cooks and Michelin restaurants, aren't you? With that, while we're on a tangent, could you name them, or just sort of leave it as Michelin star restaurants using your quality charcoal?
We have several. We have around 15 in Europe at the moment.
Wow.
I can't say their names. Just I can't say their names. Let's put it that
There
way.
you go.
But we have around 15. We have 5 in Malta. Surprisingly, it's the same number we have in the UK, and the rest are just amongst around Europe.
That's pretty impressive, though. Having it speaks volumes for the quality of your product, that you're getting restaurants of that grade using choosing your product to cook with. It's an accolade to you guys. It shows, one, how good it is to have a fanatic in your team who loves to know about charcoal and like the different flavors you can produce and all of that stuff, keeping it as clean as possible, which obviously helps with, I should imagine, using that for the starred restaurants, because as you say, it's not changing the flavor of the food. If anything, it's a cleaner taste, so it's going to help bring their flavors through that they want to push to the front, or what they choose to push to the front.
Absolutely. Yeah, we
It's,
enjoy working with them as well. The chefs are incredible people, and their creativity is just out of this world. So we're privileged to work with those people.
Yeah, again, it's just a different world. So we're just a couple of barbecue guys. You supply us and we cook stuff, but then when you think about what you're doing and when you're sending it and the sort of people that are using it, blows your mind. It's a really cool thing.
Yeah, well, that's the best thing about our product. It's equally as good for back garden and for the top chef's kitchen. That's what we wanted to create from the beginning, something that everyone could use and enjoy.
Oh, absolutely.
I think quality you can,
I was going to say, I think you can successfully say that you've managed to produce that product now, or products in general, in fact, rather than just product.
Yeah, we'll have a lot more coming soon as well.
Ooh, that sounds like an exclusive.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there a barbecue talk show exclusive coming up? Could you give us a snippet of information?
So the next product we're going to launch is several varieties of smoking chips and smoking chunks.
Nice.
Just expanding our wood game a bit more. And we're going to have 4 different chips and 2 different chunks varieties.
That's a smart move. If you're doing that anyway, and again, that sort of probably envelops the whole sustainability thing, because from what you said earlier, it makes a lot of business sense, because you're going to be making the most of what you got, would probably be the best way to put it. And I'm sure that's probably the angle you're coming from as well, isn't it? To produce quality smoking wood and chips alongside your wood chunks or your wooden logs and your charcoal. It makes a lot of sense to me. That's a really, really smart move, and I wish you the best of luck with it. I'm sure you'll be going great guns, especially over the summer.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we
It's
did.
supposed to rain now, isn't it? So that's it. Summer's done.
No, come on,
No,
it's only been a week.
it's going to be hot again. They said it's from mid-August. We're going to have like 6 to 8 weeks of good sunshine. Is what my son was telling me that earlier. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard the same.
We definitely want
So
that. We're going to Smoke and Fire Festival, so we need good weather.
nice. Excellent.
Mm.
I have so many that I want to go to, and I'm only allowed to go to like 1 or 2. So I got to pick wisely.
So you just reminded me of something. I was talking to Tom earlier. I need to talk to Deb.
Yeah,
Mental.
I know what he's. I'm assuming I know what he's talking about because I invited
Yeah.
him as well. Cool.
Yeah. Let's talk to Deb.
Recent cooks. That's one we haven't touched on for a while.
Mhm.
What have you? What was the last thing you cooked, Clem? Oh no! I scared him off. He didn't want to tell us what he was cooking.
I'll be back. It's been a lovely interview, actually. It's really interesting learning about charcoal.
Yeah.
I think it's
Definitely.
something I didn't
We
know
all use
about.
it, but yeah, we don't know really the sort of. Well, I guess there's some people that know it, but I certainly don't know the full technicalities of how charcoal's made. I know there's different methods of making charcoal, but yeah, definitely good. Yeah. So I think we've only got a few more questions to go. So hopefully Clem comes back.
I'm sure he will.
If not, no, absolutely.
It was. I found it fascinating as well. The way he was. Clem was talking about the different subtleties of what different fuel you use to produce the charcoal. Like how cool is that? Someone can actually tell what they've used to make the charcoal.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely bonkers, isn't it?
Mad scientist levels, that stuff, isn't it? Good though.
Yeah, it is. I think if you're going to produce a product as good as what they are producing, you've got to really be quite anal is probably the wrong word, but yeah, you've got to be on your game all the time. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And to batch, so he said they do a batch test of every lot they make as well. So it just goes to show there's quality running through everything they're doing. So it's a good brand to stand behind, in my opinion. It's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've said to you many a times that their stuff is top drawer. I've not found much that comes close to it.
So let's have a little look into the chat then. What we got? So we got Gwyn still there. As I said, Gwyn, send me a friend request on Facebook, and then you can send me your address, and I'll send you your. What we got here? There we go. We got some Uncle Steve's shake. I'll send you some Uncle Steve's shake. One of his competition line. I've got a couple of them, so you can have some pig powder. I'll send you some competition pig powder. If Kent's still there, one of the guys in the chat, he helped that, so I'll send you some competition pig powder.
What's
really good.
What's Uncle Steve sending across this time?
I'm not sure, to be honest. He just said he sent me a package. I've got the tracking number. He got stuff in
Surprise
America.
in a box then.
I'm really looking forward to it. I've never had any Uncle Steve shake sent to me before. It's going to be like Christmas opening, all that sort of stuff. I'll get some done and get some stuff giveaway and all that sort of malarkey and get it out.
Come on, phone. Load up the message, please.
Oh, it's so hot in here.
His phone just rebooted itself, so he's on his way back.
That's all right. We can pad. If there's nothing else we can do is chat.
Yes. Oh, I tell you what, I made some cracking pulled pork the other day. Oh my word!
Yeah.
I say unfortunate, went to Morrison's and they had a boneless shoulder joint on offer. 12 quid, 4.5 kilo. I was
Can't
like,
go wrong on that.
yep, fuck it. I'll have that. You know, that's 4.5 kilo of pulled pork. So I visited Alton's Barbecue World and picked up some maple mousse butter as well.
Oh yeah.
Stuff's good. So the joint was about yay big. So what we're saying, 1.5 foot long. Chopped it in half. One half was okay as a shoulder joint. The other half, the butchers at Morrison's had cannibalized the fuck out of it to get the bone out. It was, I don't even know how you begin to describe it. It just looked a mess. So I ended up chopping off as much sort of, it was just tatty bits of meat everywhere. So I ended up chopping those off and putting them aside and getting a reasonably sized joint. So I had 2 joints in the Traeger. I had it going for 9 hours, 120°C. Oh my God. I went out for 4 or 5 hours, come back, and as soon as I got out of the car, I could smell it all the way up the road. I was like, oh dear, that smells amazing. So I went into the garden, opened it up. Oh God, it looked incredible. So gave it a little pouch, got the tin foil out, threw it down, put it in the pouch, folded it up. Apple juice, put it in, folded it up. Another 2 hours, both of them. And you know, you're probing it and it's already 203. I'm like, yeah, it's not going in nice enough yet. It's not buttery. So I let it go and go and go. So it ended up 2 hours more in steaming in itself. So it ended up about 11-hour cook, and I was just poking. And eventually there was just a little bit of meat left that was a bit tough. And yes, I make back again.
Oh yes. Yeah, I have a good advice to give you. Do not update your iPhone.
Gives you a load of issues, does it?
Bloody hell. Yeah, I had it reboot itself 2 or 3 times already in the last week.
Oh no.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not good. I'll avoid doing that to mine then.
Yeah, sorry for that. Hope you had a good time.
Apple love to introduce bugs into their systems on purpose to make you buy a new one.
Yeah, well,
Allegedly.
my problem is
No
I have
proof
the
of that.
newest one, and it still doesn't work.
No, you say there was no proof. There was proof. They used to do it.
Talk show, there weren't.
Yes, I don't care. Apple
Obviously.
Apple openly admitted it. They got taken to court for it, and then ended up having to replace batteries for devices for years. I think they've only just stopped replacing batteries. They were releasing updates and then going, we'll just cap that battery to about 60%. Yeah, it was naughty. So if Apple are listening, don't do it again. Very, very naughty. Look at his face. He hates it when you start bashing big corporate companies. They're like, no, they're going to close the barbecue talk show down.
The type that will take your house off you within a few fucking sentences.
What for telling them what they did? It's all right. We're fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. What was the last thing that you cooked, Clem?
Yes, so I started replying that and just switched off, just to keep the intrigue up. The last something special I cooked recently was actually baked caviar.
Oh, different. You're going to have to elaborate a little bit more. How did you do it? No.
Well, I've lived in Russia.
I'll tell you what, it is black gold you're producing, isn't it?
It's an interesting thing. I wouldn't do it again, but it's something interesting. I enjoyed, the experience, but I don't think I'll cook it again.
What? Why?
So-
Just felt like something different. Always talked too much to those Michelin guys. Thought I could be one. I don't know.
Fair enough. Did it taste all right?
It was alright, but it's as if you have something nice, but then you make it different, and doesn't mean that you make it nicer, but you actually
Right.
just losing the whole point of the product.
Yeah.
But some people actually enjoy it. Like some people I know, they love baked caviar in Russia.
I can honestly say I've never eaten caviar, period, let alone baked caviar. So
Nope.
definitely got one
I've
for
eaten
me.
baked camembert before. Does that count?
Yeah, almost. Much the same thing.
It's close. Begins with the same letter.
Hmm.
That's
Completely
more than
different
enough.
thing, but oh dear.
Everybody knows.
I
that's
reckon the next. Go
Go
on.
on. I was going to do a shit dad joke then. It's the best cheese
Oh,
for tempting
dear.
bears out. If you
Nice.
see a bear up a tree, it's the best one to get them down. Cannon
Come
bear.
on, bear.
Come on, bear.
Unreal.
Shit joke. Sorry.
Unbelievable. I thought that was like, how'd you get him on a bus?
Same
Come on, bear.
cheese.
Yeah,
Same
exactly.
cheese. So it's a Swiss Army knife of cheese welcoming
Of
bear.
bear sort
Yeah.
of whispering. Is it?
If you wanted
Fucking hell.
to beckon a bear, all you need is a harness full of
Just a lot.
cannon bear. There you go. Boom.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I think after hearing that baked caviar was the last sort of cook you've done, your exotic meat collection is going to be a good question to ask. What is the most exotic meat that you've eaten?
It wasn't actually cooked. So it was Wagyu tartar, just raw
Ooh.
beef on a rice cake, and it was just the best meat I've ever had.
Wow.
We ask these questions at the end, and I'm like always hungry afterwards. It's not good.
God, I remember
get out
that
and start
stuff now,
cooking.
and I'm thinking, God, I want to go back to that restaurant now.
Or was it like really like wafer thin sliced, and then put on sort of a rye cracker type thing?
Yeah, and it has some incredible sauce with it as well. So it's just something fascinating. So
nice.
If you want some baked caviar, some Wagyu tartar, you should come to Moscow.
I'd happily go. That sounds like
That's
good
it.
time to me.
I'm on a plane.
Plenty of vodka, plenty of Globaltic. That's all we need in life.
All we need is the Globaltic.
Maybe keep the vodka away from the Globaltic, just in case.
Well,
I certainly need to. It'd be just my luck that I'll fall over my flip flop or something and just throw it in the fire and burn all my hair off.
I'll be looking forward to the Globaltic Fun Lounge in Moscow. I'll be all over that. I mean, with my smoked caviar and my tartar wagyu and liters and liters of vodka. We'll let the good times roll. The week will just disappear.
Yeah, we should add the flamethrower as well.
Yeah, sounds good fun. So, wagyu. Was it served with pickles or anything like that, or was it just a sauce on a cracker? Or
just the sauce on the cracker. So it was quite simple, but the meat itself actually decided the dish. But I'm more, from what you heard, you might have thought that I'm more into like crazy and exotic stuff, but actually these are just the most memorable things. But I'm more into I love classic ribeye. Like that's the best thing for me. I wouldn't I wouldn't eat baked caviar every day, but classic, just normal ribeye, medium rare, bloody hell, I'd eat it 3 times a day.
Mm,
God, you and me both.
nice.
I'll be all over that. Bring on the breakfast. Flat
At
top
risk
ribeye.
of being hated by everybody, I'm not really a fan of steak.
Really?
Oh,
You
Mm,
are
surprised
you a
me, Matt.
vegan?
I know. No. Yeah, am I a vegan? Does it fucking look like I'm a vegan?
You said that really defensively. I reckon you hit a nerve there, Tom. He's like, no, I'm not
No.
a vegan.
Certainly not a vegan. I
You
used to
should
love
hi-
steak.
you should
and
hide that
I just,
salad from your table, though.
Yeah, 100 salad never hits my table. That stuff you can leave that for the cows to carry on grazing on. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of gone off steak. It just, I don't know. I haven't always hated steak. I'm just not a massive fan at the moment. I don't know.
I've been having a steak renaissance, to be honest. I suppose you go through phases of cooking and eating stuff.
Mm,
I have been on the steak big time because one, I've got a flat top steak, cooked steak with butter and like a nice compound butter. It's fucking amazing. And then reverse seared, medium rare. You can't go wrong. It's magic. A good inch ribeye. Oh, we had a couple of them last weekend. It was beautiful. It's so simple.
It's just gone into steak dreams.
Oh, it was so nice. I love it. Really good. Really good.
Thank God I had my
So,
dinner before talking to you guys.
Mm,
I'm still getting a bit hungry as well during this conversation.
yeah, well, it's the barbecue talk show. We're here to talk barbecue and all sorts of quality stuff. But we got Matt Vegan Camp out 20th August. Yeah, there you go. Shall I put you a ticket?
No, you can. I mean, you can book me a ticket and then you can burn it.
Harsh.
Because
Well-
you already bought yours.
Yes, exactly.
He's in there's like a VIP lounge where they just sort of like caress lettuce. They don't even eat it. They just rub it. I don't know why.
Is that right? That's new to me.
Yeah, it's a vegan thing.
It's a vegan. Just surrounded by lettuce and some leeks.
Mind you saying that, in not that I'm attacking vegans in any way, but I've got some gem lettuce that I'm actually going to barbecue this weekend to see what it's like, because everyone says it's really nice, so I'm going to try that with something.
I think the best way of making that work is to dip it in some beef tallow and then fucking grill it.
I've got a little recipe. I've got some chili oil marinating in the fridge. I'm going to sort of brush that over a half gem lettuce, then grill it really quick. So let's see how that tastes.
You've got to unvegan that thing. Cover it in meat.
Oh, we've got a question from Julie.
What cut of Wagyu beef was used for the tartare?
I believe it was the fillet. I think it was, but no, I ordered it just in a restaurant, so didn't look into it in much detail.
Oh dear!
I just saw Wagyu tartare and I was like, God, I'm taking that. I don't care.
Yeah,
that'll do.
Come in with me.
Steve's cracking out his own dad jokes today. How do you know someone's a vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you.
Look,
100%.
we've had vegan trouble before. Matt. We don't want to get any more vegan trouble.
I wouldn't say it was trouble. It was more that they just had verbal diarrhea in the comments box.
Yeah,
his face.
Yeah.
We're gonna get attacked again. Bring it on.
When vegans attack,
It's your choice. You choose not to eat it.
I love the phrase verbal diarrhea though.
It was keyboard diarrhea, really, more because it was internet based rather than just nah.
so as people are so brave online, I must admit that's true enough. So we're going to move this into the hot fire round cues. You didn't get sent any of these questions, but it's a standard sort of thing we do now. And to give you a little bit of a warning, with any luck, you'll be able to add one of your questions at the end. So hopefully you get a feel of how these questions go. They're very simple, very easy, very quick. The idea is we ask you a question, you give back the first thing that comes into your mind. So, you ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you going first or am I going first, Ryan?
I'll go first.
Go on then.
Hot
I'm
and
intrigued.
fast or low and slow?
Hard and fast.
Are you a day or
100%.
night?
Night.
Beer or spirit?
Whiskey.
Lump or briquette?
Lumpwood.
Pork or beef?
Beef. 100%.
Ribs, wet or dry?
Wet.
Shrimp or meat?
Oh, that's an interesting one. I'd probably still say meat.
Wrap it or let it ride?
Wrap it.
Burgers or hot dog?
Burgers.
Horse, yay or nay? As in, would you eat it?
Again, you need to do that question again. You did it wrong.
Oh, you want the nay?
Yeah.
But
All right. No.
no
No.
rules for you.
Not for you. Brisket or
like
short ribs?
Short ribs.
Favorite non-meat thing to grill?
Octopus.
Nice.
Delicious.
Smoked or grilled?
Grilled.
So, fat up or fat down?
Doesn't matter. She looks the same each way. Way.
Pants.
And that's us demonetized.
I'd say fat up, just for the laughs.
Okay. And that brings us back to the end of the quickfire round. So if you could think of a question, we'll add that into the next person's quickfire round.
Not sure now. You came to me by surprise.
It gets everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
We might have to rethink the way we ask. No,
Yeah.
not necessarily.
Okay.
We can always come
I'll just
back
keep
to
it simple. I'll just keep it simple. Firewood. Well, cooking over wood or cooking over charcoal.
Yeah. Wood or charcoal?
Simple.
There we go.
I want to.
the box.
That's the end. So, octopus. Have you actually cooked octopus? Because I was looking at that.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. For me, it was an absolute nightmare before I learned how to cook it.
So you're supposed to boil it before you cook it, aren't you? Is what I've read or what I've seen. Sort of almost break it down and then grill it. So what sort of size? Because I really want to do it. I've had it on holiday loads of times and it's delicious. But from what I've read, it's like if you get it wrong, it's like eating car tires, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So it took me some time to learn how to, you can overcook it or you can not cook it enough, and then, as you said, it's just car tires. So yeah, just
sounds like
follow
a tricky thing to
follow the
master.
instruction. Well, you just need, just follow the instructions really. Just cook that for enough time, get the right size. I haven't cooked the larger ones or the tiny ones, but like this big, and it was great. Not too hard to cook once you actually get the whole process.
Like, did you chop it up as well? Did you get it pre-prepared, or was it like a whole octopus and you had to sort of chop it up and get all the bits out? It's obviously it's got like the beak in it and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I followed a recipe, to be honest, and just keep on following it every time. But But yeah, just chop it up, boil it for I think it was a couple of minutes actually, and then just put it on a grill. Doesn't take much time at all. And then just here you go.
Yeah, that's
Add a bit
definitely
of
something I
spices or
want
anything if you want some. But I don't know. For me, it's just as good as it is straight off the grill. I don't even add anything.
I was just thinking maybe olive oil and a bit of lemon and salt, but yeah,
Yeah,
simple.
I'm actually not a spices guy. I don't know. Like my wife asks me sometimes, like I haven't added enough salt, and I just don't feel it.
Mm.
Like,
You're the type of person that likes to taste the sort of the raw meat that is, the protein itself. You don't want to sort of season it too much, take away the actual taste of the protein.
yeah, exactly.
Mm.
I get
I'm
that.
so glad you said octopus. That's just a happy coincidence, really. I've been looking at cooking octopus. I'm glad you said it because, the more information you can sort of collate, and it gives you better decisions to make when you're actually cooking. So that's cool.
Well, give me a shout on Instagram or WhatsApp, and yeah, if you need any help, always here.
Yeah, wicked. That's cool. Well, I might take you up on that. Go and get
Absolutely.
some. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's really cool. So that brings us to the end of the formal interview, as it were. So if you can tell us all about your social media, like Instagram, etc., and where everybody can find you and your website and all of that sort of good stuff. If you can tell all the listeners who are listening where they can go and check you out, that'd be really cool. And we'll put the links in the show notes for the podcast and also the YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're easy to find. It's on all social media. We're Globaltic UK. And for the website, it is globaltic.ee. We're actually launching a YouTube channel as well soon, and it's going to be called
Hey.
Globaltic UK.
Oh, there you go. One to watch, keep an eye on, and check out the content that you guys create. 100%.
Need to think of content though. We have a bit, but we need to, to keep the consistency up.
I did have a bit of a funny. Now you're mentioning it, I did have a bit of a smidge at your channel earlier, and maybe an idea would be to potentially get people to who are using your product to upload videos and say we're using this product, blah blah blah. We've cooked this, and tag you up and link it in that way, and then you could potentially build up a playlist using hashtags on YouTube and link that in for a playlist on your channel. So that would help increase the content, if that makes sense.
That's a good idea. Thank you, Ryan.
Because you get like all the stuff you've got in at the moment is sort of like it's very really nice and corporate, but equally you need people out in the wild cooking with it as well, don't you, to give actual demonstrations.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we have
Get yourself
Globaltic family.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the family account on Instagram, and we're planning to grow it more to be something, as you said, as a more of a community inspired by Globaltic. Well, the main page just keeping it clean and just more corporate. While Globaltic family, that will be somewhere where we can post all the incredible cooks where we're tagged on, or which we make ourselves.
Yeah, well, it's just a case of funneling the traffic through. So that's again, that's what it's all about with YouTube, and it's footfall and traffic. So it could be a useful maybe idea if that's the way you choose to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm currently torn between TikTok and YouTube. I don't understand the former,
Do both.
but it's very popular.
Do both. I'll be honest. I haven't recently had. I've had a TikTok account for about a year, and over the last two weeks, it's gone absolutely crazy. I've gone from like 80 people, I'm nearly on 1,000 people now, so I can go live in a couple of weeks on TikTok if I want to. It's
Oh,
just
that's
gone. It's
amazing.
shot up so fast. I don't know why. It's just gone quick.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the algorithms work, but
Mm.
yeah, it's crazy how you can grow so quickly. No time at
Mm.
all.
Well, on YouTube, it takes about a year, maybe 2 years, depending on your content. But on TikTok, it's almost like anything goes. It's the Wild West of the barbecue world at the moment. It's a massive opportunity to grow. I think TikTok is probably the place to be, in my
Yeah, Rob's
opinion.
barbecue is good though. Like
Mhm.
he's very good on TikTok.
Yeah, he is. His content always makes you chuckle when he puts stuff on TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yes.
YouTube, TikTok. Yeah, YouTube is like an instructional place. TikTok is your
Bit of
just
fun.
go in there for your fun foodie hit, if that makes sense. So if you want to keep it a buoyant sort of, yeah, that's probably the best way I could explain it. Because the content I make on TikTok isn't really much like what I do on YouTube, but that's the good thing about TikTok. There's no real set rules, so you can do whatever you want. Whereas YouTube, you get your channel when it's established, and people kind of expect a kind of standard, if you know what I mean. Because that's why
yeah,
they've subscribed. They
100%.
like that standard. So you got to understand what you're doing or understand your audience. Well, there doesn't seem to be any expectation on TikTok. You can pretty much put up whatever you like. It's like, that was cool. Something you might put a little bit of production into pans out, and then you might just film a load of fried onions and it goes ballistic. And it's like, fuck, what's all that about? Like zero effort, and it just goes crazy.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think it just.
Well, that's why it's so
Mad
successful.
stuff.
Anyone can do anything, and anything can go really viral.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's it. There's no limits on that. That's the thing, There's no expectation because it's a younger audience, and that's the thing we've got to understand. People, everybody consumes their social media in different ways. We're a podcast, we're a live podcast, which is unusual. Yeah, which makes it kind of fun, and then
Definitely.
yeah,
Different.
different is the difference the one.
Right. Shall
So-
we progress?
We will do. First off, we got a thank you, Kill, for coming on.
Yep.
Really cool, and thank you also for being a long-time supporter of the show. Now you've been probably 3, 4, 5 months. You've been supplying us with a code for the website, so that's really cool as well. We appreciate that, and hopefully the relationship will last a little bit longer, and maybe develop that in the future. Because it's been fascinating actually finding out about your product, and hopefully, well, when people do listen to this, because we're growing all the time, all over the place now. As I say to Matt, and I sincerely mean this, every time I sort of edit the podcast, I go into Podbean and you look at it and you see the numbers going up, and you say, oh, they're listening here, they're listening there, and it's just like absolutely fascinating where people, you get little pockets of people listening all over the world, and you think, how do they find out about us? But we're so glad they did. So thank you for listening, everybody.
Yeah, that's incredible. Your growth has been great, guys, and it's been a great journey with you. So thank you for having me. And yeah, it's a pleasure to work with you and to support such a great program.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's really cool of you to say. We're glad to be with you, and hopefully it'll last a long time, and we'll all grow together. So onward and upward. That's what I say.
Definitely.
Right. So what we're gonna do now? Do you want to, if you want to stick around for a drink and a bit of loose chat with some people in the chat, you're more than welcome to, Gil. We're gonna run a little break, and if you need to pop to the answer the door or potentially nip upstairs to the smallest room, please feel free. Or if you don't want to stick around, that's cool as well. So yeah, thank you for coming on. It's so much appreciated. It's been great talking to you, and very interesting as well finding out.
Oh, I'd love I could stick around, but I have a 5 months baby, and his mother is gonna kill me if I don't come back to her.
No problems. Again, thank you very much, Clem, for coming on. It's been a pleasure, and it's been a long time coming. So yeah, thank you, and hopefully we'll have you on again in the future.
Yeah, thank you, Martin. Thank you, Ryan. I hopefully see you soon, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Right, thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.
Soon.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh,
Do you know what?
interview.
I am. Yeah, it was incredible. It's good to get a little bit of insight on charcoal production, and it was a good interview. I'm not going to stick around for the pub club because this room that I am in is nearly 32 degrees, and I'm pretty sure I'm melting. I need to open the windows again, and some kind of airing, because if my wife comes in here and gets it, she's going to go mad. So I'm going to love you and leave you, but I will run the ad prior to that. It's been wonderful as always.
Cheers, dude.
I shall see you all. Go on.
Did you get a note of that?
It's at the top of the show notes. Just it's at the top of the show notes.
Right. Okay.
Wink.
Cool. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, wicked.
Oh, right then. Thank you, guys. I'm not here next week. I'm on holiday. Woo. So Ryan will have a surprise co-host, possibly. We shall see.
There's definitely going to be something going on. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm still working on it, and it may involve horses. Yeah. Make of that what you will. It could be interesting. It could be a total disaster. But I think it's going to be fun either way. So, this is
Onwards to the
and
pub club.
outwards. See you, Luke.
Yeah. See you later.